Good morning, YouTubers. Tsquare here with Tsquare Talk. Hope everybody had a great weekend. It is Monday morning for those of you watching this video, and pretty much probably going to be an exciting week, I think. Got a great video planned out for you guys. Got a very, very important message at the end of this video. It will affect members and people that might want to become a member, but most importantly, people that are members. It's going to be a very hard message to give, so I don't want to put it at the beginning of the video. I want to put it at the end, and it's so important that I will be putting it most likely at the end of every video for the remainder of the month. That way people are aware, unless I see enough changes that already have the people taking care of what they need to do. I just want to give everybody fair notice, and 30 days is pretty fair. It's been long overdue. I've been talking about doing it for a while. So with that being said, it is going to be an exciting video, though. Today, I want to talk about a rigged game, with a rigged game being the stock markets, the futures, the paper versus physical. Some of y'all may have seen what recently happened over the weekend. The United Arab Emirates came out and said they will not be opening their markets on Monday and Tuesday. You're stuck. Essentially, if you're invested in the United Arab Emirates stock markets, they're not opening on March 2nd or March 3rd because markets around the globe have been selling off. And a lot of talk that the markets in the United States could sell off on this morning. So that's why it leads me just to want to talk about this, because I feel like now it's a rigged game totally. It's always seemed a little bit rigged, but now it seems more rigged than ever before. If they don't like the results, they get out. They change the game. We've seen this time and time again. I'm going to probably give different examples of this, and it's upsetting. It's upsetting because you see it in a lot of different facets of the markets, the news, the economy, even YouTube here. I mean, if you talk about something that they don't want you talking about, boom, your videos don't get views. And that's kind of a situation that I've been in. I think investing in silver, investing in gold could very well be the most important decision of your life. And it really could put you on the board down the road. Could they change laws and make it outlaw gold and silver? They've tried on many fronts on other items to outlaw certain medicinal plants, I guess you can call it. I don't know how to say it in a nice way. But yeah, they've outlawed it, and it didn't really change a lot. They've tried to ban pew-pews, and it didn't really change a lot. I think it's just a matter of time before they try to outlaw possible anything that goes against their narrative. We are seeing freedom, in my opinion, get pulled away in many countries around the world. You can decide if you're in one of those countries. I feel now like whenever I talk about certain subjects like this, YouTube doesn't like it and YouTube doesn't share it. And the only people that see the videos are the people that hunt down my videos. And it's really upsetting. It's not just me saying this. I've heard it from a lot of other content creators. I've seen some people switch platforms, jump over to Rumble, I guess, jump over to other more free platforms that they're willing to share, and they can just speak freely. And, it's sad that we live in a world where you can share, I'm going to call it smut, which might not be the appropriate word, but that's what I call it. And it tends to get millions of views. But when you try to share something life-changing that could affect someone's life, those videos don't get showed. Maybe that society doesn't want to hear certain things. But when you have the ability to flood the market with paper silver, drive the price down, buy up the physical silver, and then we're trading paper notes, we're trading IOUs for silver. Anybody that doesn't believe this is happening doesn't have to look very far. You can look at the U.S. debt clock. I should have already pulled it up, but I didn't. U.S. debt clock. It's crazy to me. Now we have certain markets around the world closing because they don't like the potential that the markets are going to sell off. Are key people going to be able to sell their positions in the meantime first? What's going to happen? Are we going to see the markets open back up and instantly gap down? It's ridiculous in my opinion. We have the national debt right now at 38,830 billion. It's continuing to grow as we print and print more money. And it's not just money now we're printing. We're printing IOUs on silver. If you've been following this paper to silver ratio, we are now up to 380.44. I remember when this number was 270. I remember when it was 300. I remember when it got up to 350. Only the other day it was at 379. And I know some people might be like, 379 to 380.4 is not a huge difference. When you're talking the scale that this is, it is huge. You literally have 380.44 paper ounces of silver for every 1 physical ounce of silver. Now, I want you to think about that for a quick minute. For 1 physical ounce of silver, it's estimated right now that they are holding anywhere from 88 to 102 million ounces available for delivery. However, when they say for every ounce of silver, that is not just using this number that's available for delivery. That is based off the total silver that they believe is out there. It's really ridiculous that we are at that point. The amount of open interest right now that people may try to claim, 366 million ounces right now in storage, in people holding paper. That may want to take delivery. It exceeds the registered deliverable silver by a huge amount. I mean, you think about that. If everybody asked for silver, they would run out. If everybody just said, I want to stand for delivery, they would run out. A lot of people are specifically watching the markets today. Why? Because today is essentially the first day. Based on reports for March 2026 contract, March 2nd marks the start of the first deliverable period. First delivery day for the March COMEX silver futures contracts. It is highly significant as it represents the official moment when short holders must begin delivery of physical silver to long holders. If you've been short selling silver, today marks the day that you have to start delivering and paying up. It would only make sense. A lot of us have talked about this. A lot of observers are watching closely for a potential delivery squeeze due to low registered numbers. What does that mean? 366 million, well, people could demand all their silver. That totals 366 million ounces. If that happens, I'm sorry, there's only 88 million to 102 million. There may be more silver in there, but it's not available for delivery. It's not registered deliverable silver. It is assigned to individuals. There are some people out there that will take delivery of silver and they don't even take it out of the vault. They just have it, hey, slide it over to my shelf. And essentially it's there, it's yours. I'll give you another way of looking at this. If you have a silver collection and maybe I've loaned money to my son. Some people might laugh at this, but it teaches him responsibility. And I think it's good education, good learning experience. I have loaned money to my son, and I've had him move silver essentially to a holding. I mean, I'm holding your silver for you. It's still your silver, But if you do something bad and you can't pay me the money you borrowed, then that silver becomes mine. And then when he gets some, boom, he moves it back to his collection. A lot of people may look at that. I had one of my friends tell me that he thinks that's awful, that you would take collateral from your own son. He's like, it must be a white people thing. And that's why white people are so successful. I don't know. Maybe it is. And I try to teach my son real business practices, the way the world really is. I think it teaches him responsibility. If he has unlimited borrowing capability, what's going to happen? He's going to end up possibly using it in the wrong way. But if he's got something in the game, skin in the game, maybe you'll call it, it kind of points out, it makes you think a little bit. And when you have a market like right now where everybody has all these huge amounts of paper contracts, and they can just freeze stuff, shut down an economy because, we're not going to have a sell-off. I mean, here's the thing. What would happen if silver started selling off? Well, some of y'all seen. Remember that big drop that we seen the other day? Not the other day, about a month ago. We seen silver get up to $122 and it plunged all the way to like $65. It dropped to like $85 right off the bat. There's supposed to be market stops in place. There was no stop that took place. And I'll show you what I mean by stops. Stops go into effect when it affects them. What are stock market stops that are in place? No, hold on. What are stock market stops set in place? So let's talk a little bit about this. Some of y'all may have already know about this. Stock market stop mechanism are circuit breakers. Level 1. If stock drops by 7% or it falls basically 7% below the previous day's close before 3:25 p.m., trading stops for 15 minutes. Think about that for a minute. If all of a sudden a stock starts falling, they want to close the market because they don't want the stock market to fall too quick. They claim this is designed to give people opportunity to kind of reposition, I guess would be the thing. After 15 minutes, the markets reopen, unless it's the end of the day. If it's the end of the day, the markets are closed and they'll reopen tomorrow. And then we will go back to a level 1 stop the next day. Level 2, 13% drop. The S&P falls S&P 500 falls by 13% before 3:25. Trading stops for an additional 15 minutes. So if let's say we drop 7%, market stops 15 minutes, it reopens and starts trading again. It drops down 13%. It closes for another 15 minutes. Level 3, if it drops by another 20% at this point, you will actually see the stock market stop trading for the remainder of the day. Where were these in place when silver started falling? Big banks are so short physical silver, the stops didn't work. They didn't take effect. What happened when everybody was buying silver like crazy? The market overheated. The CME group overheated. What happened when the other day when we started seeing an explosion in silver demand? People wanted to hurry up and get silver. All of a sudden, a technical issue, market closed down for 4 hours. They closed all silver trading, natural gas. I think there was even a couple other things that took place. If people are buying hardcore, they want to make stops. They want accidents to happen. But when the market on silver is dropping, we outright plunged. Take a look at this. I mean, let's see if we can find it. Okay, right here. I mean, look at this. We were at $322, and we instantly fell and fell and fell and fell. We went all the way down. We dropped $50. And some people say that was a great sign. I think it was a great buying opportunity. We tried coming up out of the hole. We got up to 92, and then we got beat down again, 65. Tried coming out of that, and it had a little bit of a hard time. These were not extreme, in my opinion. You can see this was gradual, people just getting scared. This was manufactured, I believe, with paper silver right here, this drop, and then started climbing again, and just the sell-offs just took hold. Now, since then, we have been climbing, and a lot of that climbing is due to the demand is still there for physical silver. You can't have one country claiming that silver is worth whatever the case may be right now, $94.13, and another country saying we'll buy it all for $106.41. When you have two significant prices, people should be taking physical silver from the U.S. and sending it to China. However, it's not that easy to get physical silver. And I think China knows that. That's why they have banned the export of silver without permit and permission prior to. They've came out and said, you need our silver, manufacture here in our country. Anybody buying, anybody selling. If you control a refinery, a mine, you're producing an item, in this case silver, and you have the option to sell to the United States or a United States-based, and they're willing to pay you $94.13. Or you can send it to Shanghai, and they will pay you $106.41. Who are you going to sell it to? They understand what is going on. They are taking it. And as they continue this game of taking all the physical silver, people start to realize the COMEX vaults are running dry. And as they continue to run dry, we run a full default on delivery. And that is what people are worried about right now. If people stand for delivery today, with the high demand for physical silver, many investors are expecting to stand for delivery rather than just roll it over down the road. Normally, I didn't make much money. Just roll it over, roll the dice, play it forward. Maybe next month we'll have a price go up a little higher and I'll make some more money. Just roll my contracts. But with what's going on, with the amount of silver declining, there's a possibility people will say, you know what, I'll just take my silver. I don't want to roll it over. And that causes major delivery defaults and possibly a potential for a cash settlement. We talked a little bit a week ago on what could cause a cash settlement or a force majeure. And we talked about this when everything started happening in Mexico. And obviously the chaos that is going on in Mexico could cause it. But they specifically said a war, and someone might be able to say that's not technically a war, what's happening in Mexico. That's a problem that is refined to Mexico, and so it's not force majeure worthy. If it was a war, then maybe, but that's not a war. But now with tensions escalating in the Middle East, the Straits of Hormuz getting shut down, escalating, I think it's a very good possibility that they know what's going on. They know if war does break out and the stock markets sell off, a lot of people will be looking for quick cash to cover margin calls. And if that does happen, then where do you get that cash from? Well, there's a lot of people out there that have paper silver or paper gold, and they will probably be selling that off. I would not be surprised on top of that to see Bitcoin taking a hit. But here's the thing. When it takes a hit, if people sell off their paper gold or their physical gold, what does it really do? It doesn't change the physical supply crunch because people want physical. I was actually listening to something earlier today or yesterday where during Weimar Germany, when gold essentially exploded in price, a lot of people didn't have any gold left. Well, what do you mean? What happened to all the gold? Well, a lot of people voluntarily turned it in to the government. A lot of people sold it as the price climbed higher and higher. People sold it. I know a lot of people right now that sold their silver at $100. And now you ain't getting silver right now for $100. And if we see another price jump, there will be more people at 150 that will be willing to sell their collection. And by the time the price really just goes crazy out of hand, how much silver will really be out there? How much gold will really be out there? I think people don't understand when you are in a rigged game, they can keep playing this game until there is no silver. And by there is no silver, I mean, one, there ain't many people left to sell it. And essentially, there's not much of an inventory left. You can't say, and I've said this time and time again, and people always want to hold me to this. This is not financial advice. This is just my opinion. You cannot say the silver is $94 if you can't touch it. How do you justify that if you can't get silver at $94? Now, some people are going to say, oh, well, there's premiums or there's this or there's that. Okay, so that means that we're seeing a breakdown already. Premiums, I understand. Silver costs money to refine. You want a silver eagle. There's a cost associated with that. That cost appears now to be a percentage, whereas, if it cost $1 to make a silver eagle 5 years ago, $1 over spot, and now you're asking $10, $11 over spot, how do you justify that? Costs go up. Maybe costs go up, but do they go up that much? The cost to make that eagle? How can they make a 1 ounce silver round with, I don't know, Julius Caesar on it, or whatever the Commander series or the Legendary Warrior series? How can they make those for $4 or $5 over spot and then make an eagle for $11, $12 over spot? Once you understand that we are in a rigged game, you kind of look at all the charts differently. And I've known this for a while, but I still think there's a lot of opportunity. And a lot of people are scared. I actually tried calling someone yesterday, trying to emergency get my order in before the markets open, thinking we might see some kind of a drastic pump when the markets open. Did we see that? Yeah, when you look at the trading charts last night, I'm going to say, let's zoom out. This is what happened last night. When the markets opened for overseas trading, we were at $93.75. And all of a sudden, the price instantly gapped up to $95.72. That's a $2 jump, with people waiting to hurry up and get their order in. Now, my attitude yesterday was, if I could pick it up, with a regular premium or a low premium, with a deal around the $94, $93, $94 level, that's not bad. And then all of a sudden we have that jump. It confirmed what I said, and we continued going higher. And then all of a sudden, look at the volume. Look at the volume that's happening in overnight trading. This is ridiculous. I'm filming this at 10:30 last night, but you can see the extremely high volume that is trading, and they just beaten the price down. They beat it all the way down to $92.28, $92 roughly. And it does seem like it's inched back up to basically where it opened at. And who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Like I said, first delivery day is pretty important. I did a great video on Sunday where I explained 2 outcomes, 2 events that could drastically throw the price of precious metals one way or the other. And it wasn't just refined to silver. Look at the gold. Gold opened up or closed the other day at 52, and I was actually looking at even buying some gold, but it closed at 52.80. And upon opening, it instantly gapped all the way up to 53.76. So essentially a $100 climb. Now, they tried beating it down. You can tell again with the high volume. And then it jumped even higher. It jumped up to almost 5,400. And then it started fizzling down a little bit to 5,300. Now we're at 5,360. Who knows if the markets close down, what could happen? I don't think personally the U.S. would close the markets, but it wouldn't be the first time we've seen this. When did we see this before? Well, I'm going to say a date, and you guys have to read between the lines. 9. And then all of a sudden that event happened, 11. And all of a sudden we had the markets close, and they say that, with everything going on, they closed the markets, and naturally you would have an extreme sell-off, an event like that. That was pretty historic here in the United States. I remember where I was sitting when that event happened. I remember sitting there, and all of a sudden someone said, hey, you need to come see this right now. I was in the military, and I instantly went over and checked out the TV, and I was speechless, standing there with my mouth wide open in awe. And as I'm watching that, all of a sudden we've seen a second hit on a second building. And so, it was kind of crazy. But you can't protect the markets. The markets are supposed to be fair. And when people are able to manipulate them, and then all of a sudden people wonder, how is it that I work multiple jobs and can't get ahead? Because they know what's happening. You put your money in something that you think is good, and they want to cheat you out of it. Another example, obviously the GameStop issue. One YouTuber felt like they were trying to destroy the GameStop name, the GameStop stock, and he told his subscribers he had a very good size base, not financial information. He told his people, hey, I would buy this. I like it. I'm going to buy it, and maybe you should consider getting 1 or 2 shares. That's what he said. And he put his regular disclaimers on there, and he made a lot of money. He ended up watching GameStop go from $6 or $4 down to essentially $2. And it was up and down. And then all of a sudden it just broke out to, $200-$300. And it was ridiculous, some people said. Meme stock, not based on anything, different stuff. But and it did get overvalued. But why did it get overvalued? It got overvalued because big hedge funds, big banks were shorting. They were shorting GameStop. They were artificially trying to push the price lower. And when you borrow something and then you sell it onto the market to beat the price down, if that gets swallowed up, people buy it up, you have to buy those shares back. How do you buy those shares back if people aren't willing to sell them? GameStop could have mass produced a bunch of shares and essentially watered down the holders. But they didn't do that. In fact, their CEO got in trouble with their corporate because he refused to do that. They said you should have done that. When the demand was high, we could have watered down the shares. Hedge funds would have had to buy from us because we would have been the only sellers, and essentially we would have sucked up that money, and then it would have drove the price down because there's more shares, kind of like printing dollars or yen or anything. If you print more of them, they are worth less. If you print more shares when demand is high, essentially you take the money, you water it down. And the people asked him, don't water us down. You're the one that's in trouble. They are trying to bankrupt your company, and we are standing behind you buying up these shares. We're not going to allow that to happen. And so he was kind of stuck. He couldn't. He didn't want to cheat all them shareholders for money. And so we've seen hedge funds literally go bankrupt. Billions of dollars lost. That's what's supposed to happen when you bet on something and you're wrong. Same with silver. These hedge funds, these big banks, have been betting against silver for years now. And they are caught now. They are caught. What do? We don't have the silver to deliver. We've been betting against it. If the price goes up every day, it goes up by $1, we lose. Their attitude is just put more short contracts out. Flood the market with short contracts, drive the price lower, kick the can down the road. Now, what will happen? Who knows? I mean, can they keep beating the price down forever? I gave you guys a scenario where they could load up on shorts, drive the price down to nothing, and then do a force majeure. What does that do? Well, it ruins the name. It ruins the integrity of the game. And unfortunately, in the short run, we don't see the big gains that we know we deserve. But it also lets those short sellers off the hook. Who gets burned? The people that have been buying long paper silver because they kept rolling over their contracts. They kept not standing for delivery. Because if you have physical, it doesn't really matter what the price goes to. I'll be honest. If I'm sitting on, let's just say 500 ounces, do I care what the price is? No. I'm not selling them. You know, who knows where the price could go? But it doesn't matter. If you hold physical, you hold the silver. You're in the driver's seat. And when they have the ability to rig the game and shut a market down with basically the reason is for increased regional security tensions involving Iran, the U.S., and Israel, and all this. This is a rare protective move following sharp declines in other regional markets and was intended to allow investors to assess their situation. Assess their situation? What is there to assess? The market's open. You hurry up and you sell your position if you're worried about it. And if you don't have a team that can assess the situation, then I don't know. You've got millions and billions of dollars on the line. I'm sorry. The markets don't always go up. But yet that's what they want to do. They want to continue to prop them up, the rigged system that we live in. So people are going to have to decide now, which side of that equation do you want to be on? Do you want physical gold and physical silver? Or do you want paper? Or do you just want to stay out of the game because you think the price can only come down? And let me know in the comments. Physical, stay out of the game, or short it. You know, I think a lot of people are just going to be left out. And when the price goes up, here's the thing. The rich elites are always on the winning side. Always. They don't generally lose unless there is a reason, you know, hey, you were in and now you're out. You're no longer in the inner circle. And you become essentially the sacrifice. I hate to say it like that, but they do. I mean, look at Lehman Brothers. Lehman Brothers was in, and then all of a sudden Lehman Brothers was out, and they allowed it to go bankrupt. Elites, high-ups, they got their golden parachute, and J.P. Morgan, I believe it was, sniped up all the assets, all the accounts, everything. They got a big loan from the government, big bailouts, and boom. They just had to give up their position. Lehman Brothers was done. And if you were a shareholder in Lehman Brothers, you know, hey, sorry. I mean, take a look at what Jim Cramer said just days before Lehman Brothers was in trouble. I mean, they were already in trouble, but the word was getting out. Lehman Brothers is going to go under. What does Jim Cramer come out and say? Lehman Brothers is perfectly fine. It's a golden opportunity to buy it and hold it. And only 5 days later, it collapsed. If that wasn't mainstream media cheating the little guy, I don't know what to say. But these are your financial advisors. These are the people that are licensed to give you financial advice. It's crazy. I'm not giving you financial advice. I don't even care if people buy or they don't buy. It doesn't faze me. In fact, if every one of the people watching this video right now went out and sold all their silver, told everybody sold everything, what would happen to my stack? The price would come down. The value of it would come down. And the true believers of silver as sound money would be able to buy more of it cheaper. And eventually, we would see the price go up because honestly, it's not individuals that's buying it that's making the difference right now. It is the technology demand. It is raining silver right now in Iran. 500 ounces of silver for each Tomahawk missile, and they're burning them nonstop. I mean, think about that. Where is all that silver going to come from to replace this stuff? It's going to come from higher prices, and it's not just going to be in silver. It's going to be money getting printed to pay for it. You think the U.S. government is going to say, we're not going to buy any more silver to make Tomahawk missiles because the price of silver is too high? They're going to say, we don't care. We're going to buy it. We need to replace these at any cost. The question is, will they be able to get physical silver if China's sitting on it all? So with that being said, that is going to wrap up the video. But like I said, I have a special announcement for members. Anybody that wants to stay around can listen, but it mostly will affect the members. It's going to be a very hard message because I am kind of, I don't want to say gambling a little bit, but I am also tired of some stuff that's going on. It doesn't affect everybody, so I don't expect everybody necessarily to stay through this. But those of you that want, you can. Those of you that don't want to, I will see you again tomorrow with another great video. I thank everybody for watching and commenting, and I look forward to seeing what's going to happen in the markets today because I am super excited. And with that being said, now I am jumping over to personal things. So it's kind of hard for me a little bit. So some of y'all know we do have members event. We have memberships. We have different levels of members. There is actually, we had fans at $1.99. We had super fans at $4.99, and we had obsessed fans at $9.99. Recently, I've been watching a lot of stats and stuff trying to find out what is going on. I was a little disappointed when someone had made a comment, oh, it must be inflation because now the cheapest level of membership is $2.99. I was like, what? No. And I had a friend look into it, and he said, yes, that is true. If you are on an iPhone or an Apple phone, you can do it now, become a member through your, I guess, Apple phone. And Apple takes 33% of that, which doesn't really bother me for the sense of that they're taking their cut. I mean, it is the way it is. They have their special app. They take $1, but it's $1 that they added on. I didn't even know that that existed. After that, and there is a way around that, and I'll tell you that in just a second. So if anybody is paying that and they don't want to, that's kind of BS. And then YouTube takes another $1 of it as a 50-50 split type deal. We have to split our revenue with YouTube. So when I hear people say, oh, he's got this many fans, they're paying in this, he's making a ton of money, and all he gives up is an ounce of silver, what they don't take into effect essentially is YouTube takes half. After that, Uncle Sam takes a percentage, and I end up giving up an ounce of silver minimum. I do the shipping and stuff, and I enjoyed it. For the longest time, I was trying to grow the channel drastically. When I first started, when I first was trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, I was doing free giveaways. I didn't have memberships. I didn't have any of that. I was trying to give away the world, literally. I think I had one giveaway. You can find it online. It's still there. There was like three gold coins, I think, up there. Tons of stuff. Let's see. I don't even know if I can find it real quick. Let's see if we can find it. Tsquare Talk giveaway. Let's see if we can find it real quick. It was the old ones were huge because I was determined to grow. Now I'm at 10 years and I'm like, what the heck? It just ain't panning out. You'd have to scroll back a ways. We have done so much special events and stuff over the years. I've enjoyed doing them. And I'm not totally getting rid of memberships, but I am going to say where this is going to go. You'd have to hunt down through to find the old ones because this was years ago. It's fun to look back and watch some of these events, and it's funny how the channel has grown, and the channel has grown a lot over the years. And I'm thankful for that. Sitting right now at 15,500 subscribers. Some of y'all know as silver continues to go higher, I have no doubt in my mind silver will go higher. That's my personal opinion. I don't know the future. At the rate of growth, this is getting hard to do. It's going to be hard to look people in the eye when silver is $250, $300 and say, oh, silver's a great opportunity to buy. It's going to go to 1-to-1 with gold. It's going to go to $10,000. And some of you may think that because people that wear suit and ties, that own companies selling precious metals, tell you that, and that's okay. Each person has their own opinion, and you need to judge the opinions that you listen to, because the people that you listen to is influencing you. I have cut a lot of negativity out of my life personally, because I don't want that in my life anymore. I pay attention to that. I used to say some people, what people think or do is not going to affect me. I am me. But you do change. I mean, there's an old saying, one bad apple can spoil them all. And I just think people need to be cautious of who they listen to. And if you don't agree with this message or these messages that I put out every day, I understand that. I respect that. I do get people that sometimes leave negative comments, and I usually stay positive. I laugh a little. But I always ask myself, how is this person writing a negative comment every day? If he doesn't agree with it, why does he watch me every day? Is he that bored in his life that he's got to do that? And, so you have to, roll with what you agree with. Now, if they're a secret stacker, hey, great. That's great. I hope he's learning something. So I am changing up some stuff with YouTube. I also had a second instance where someone was kind enough to gift 10 memberships. And when I found out that his 5 gifted memberships cost him $25, I was outraged a little bit. I had to hide it a little bit because I know what he was trying to do was very kind to give something like that, $25. I mean, someone's basically working at least an hour to give away $25. But the objective is to grow the memberships. The objective is to grow the memberships. And it makes it hard for people to give away memberships when they're charging one price, but yet them same 5 people could buy them for $1.99. I would have been happy if the person had the ability to gift 5 memberships for $10. That would have made me happy because we would have seen the 5 go up, and you get a free membership. Almost none, I think, of those 10 memberships remained for more than a month. Once their free membership ran out, they were passing through, or maybe they were here for another reason, or who knows. To me, you don't really see it stick. Now, I understand the person bought the memberships to help support the channel, and I'm thankful for that. but it made me want to can the event, and it also made me want to can the higher tier memberships, the $9.99 membership, the $4.99 membership, and drop it down, essentially. Have I implemented changes yet? Yes, I've already started. However, the only change that I've made is I have added a 99-cent membership right now. I am letting people know I will be changing up the guaranteed event every month, and some people may be upset about that, and that's understandable. Maybe, I've always said, I think if it was me, I would have more than given up to have a membership, because I thought the odds were great. They were a lot better when there was only 5 or 10 members. Some of you were the 5 or 10 members. And to have a shot at winning an ounce of silver, it was awesome. The odds were great. Some of you watch the videos every day, and I know you're members because you want to support the channel. There are some people that are members because they feel that the odds are awesome and well worth it. I mean, you shell out $2 for a monthly membership, and you have a shot at winning an ounce of silver. And it is great. In my opinion, it is awesome. It's no different than buying a $2 lottery ticket or a $2 raffle ticket. But YouTube has made that difficult. It has been brought to my attention that in order to do any kind of a special event, you have to give people an opportunity to win a spot in that. That's why the last events I have shifted and I drew random comments, and those random comments got you an entry. And as I will probably still do events, but I want people to understand there is no guarantees at this point. I am going to be shifting the current way of doing the memberships by the end of the month. Come April 1st, there is no guarantees on anything. I will end up at that point restructuring what the special events are. I've already looked into it. YouTube does not have anything in writing that says your special events have to be giving away a free ounce of silver. It says that I do special events for members only. I will do still some sort of event, and I will be tweaking that. But the events may be this month I'm doing a long members only live stream. And if you want one-on-one time talking with me, then it's a members event. If it's somebody donated, there is two members that I have their packages right here with special items. I haven't even opened the package yet because I'm going to open it on a short, but I kind of know what's in there already. One of them is an extremely special dime. The other one is some junk silver or some constitutional silver. But I can't exactly give away a special dime if I've told people every month you have a shot at winning an ounce of silver. So some of those rules are changing. I will still carry out one probably this upcoming weekend. I did not realize how short the month was this month. It seemed like it flew by. And I will still be carrying out a event towards the end of the month. And then after that, it is a case-by-case basis, what we give away, what we do. For the time being, we are in a transition. I have added a 99-cent membership. People that want to become a 99-cent membership, if you're an obsessed fan, a super fan, maybe you're a $1.99 fan, a $4.99 fan, a $9.99 fan, you can switch. You have a whole month to switch to be a 99-cent fan. I would highly recommend you watch when it comes due and change over at that point, although I think you remain until the end of that period. to the best of my knowledge. YouTube handles that, so it's hard for me to keep up with all that. For people that sent me something, in some cases, I had a couple people say, hey, can I give you an ounce of silver and get a membership for a year? And you can use that coin to give away in an event. Absolutely, they will still be honored. And for the people that sent me a PayPal donation and said, maybe can I get a free membership? And I said, absolutely. They are still, they will still have their memberships. If they write to me and they say, hey, I want, since you're getting rid of that, I would like that back. I will, of course, I'm going to honor that. With substitution for you've had it for 10 months and now there's only 2 months left. But it's all going to be a case-by-case basis on that. For the majority of you, you have it next to your name and that's it. And after that, I don't 100% know if I will continue to allow through PayPal and stuff, because it does get hard to keep up with all that. And as I do advance the channel, and like I said, silver goes to the moon. It's going to be hard to sit on here and talk about silver when it's $300. Oh, you should buy some silver. Where's silver going at this point? I'm not. At that point, I've probably done pretty well off silver. If silver goes to $300, I would like to think that I am going to be in a decent position, as will many of you. And your patience for silver will be well rewarded. And then I expect that I will move on to other types of content. If we go to a major escalation war, 3 world, after that blows over and things are all reset and everything, I don't even think I'm going to want to talk about prepping. If you've made it through an event like that, it will probably be a new regime, a new, I guess, order, a world order where new countries may unfortunately be on top, and countries that have experienced what some people have experienced over the last years will, that will be it. Those will be in place. And that could come with certain countries' militaries being totally wiped out, and that's it. At that point, they cut spending, they mind their own business, and that's it. And maybe another country will all of a sudden realize where world domination lies. And that's it. And people may go into a phase where people just stick to themselves, or could even be a world order. Where everybody works together. Who knows? But at that point, I think the game will be a big game changer. And I mean, I'm talking what could be 4 years away still. Some of y'all that have been following the videos, I've done videos on that topic of what to expect in 4 years from now, and the videos got horrible views. It was like nobody could find them. Even people that are subscribed, they were members of the channel, and they couldn't find those videos. And I'm like, what the heck? Obviously, you're talking about something you shouldn't be talking about. And yeah, you have free speech, but we also have free speech to block anything we don't want to hear. You're not in trouble. You're just not going to get shared. It's like doing a newscast and they cut you off the air for 30 minutes. And tomorrow you can decide, when your revenue plunges, do you want to talk about that again? I get teased sometimes, oh, what kind of world do we live in when the guy's afraid to even call it what it is, and he says cough, cough. You guys know what that means, cough, cough. I don't talk about it. I've seen what happens when I talk about it. And I don't have websites. I don't have sponsorship deals. I don't do any of that. The only revenue that I take in is either from commercials, and if I talk about something I'm not, there will not be commercials on the video, and the video won't get shared, or memberships. And so that's good, but then if the memberships, I turn around and I give that ounce of silver away at these prices, an ounce of silver and shipping and tracking and all that ain't cheap anymore. So, it was great when it was $15. Even with only 5 or 10 members at $1.99, it wasn't devastating. You know what I'm saying? The odds were good. You're out $2. You're a member. Boom, you have a shot. But at the time, a $20 silver, a $50 silver. Now we're at essentially $100 silver, plus shipping's going up, plus everything. I know a lot of people still want to stay members, and you will have that option for the time being. Will I totally dump high memberships, $9.99? I don't know yet, but I want people to know, if the reason you are a member, I recommend you, if the reason you're a member is just to have a shot at winning a free ounce of silver, please, you have 30 days to cancel your membership and switch over to a 99 membership, and you will still get some perks. I don't know if I will. I'm going to do members events that will be for everybody, but it is possible that higher up members will get stuff that is more advanced, more time consuming. I mean, shoot, the other night I talked to one obsessed fan on the phone for an hour and a half. But I've had conversations with him on the phone that lasted 4 hours one night. I mean, the phone literally got disconnected. I looked at the call log and it was exactly 4 hours. I said, what the heck? And then I called him back. He said, I don't know what happened. I said, I'm wondering if we were on the phone for 4 hours discussing silver, and all of a sudden, boom. I know some of you want more, and I can recommend this. Join Discord. That's an easy way to get free questions answered. We got a great group of people on Discord. We have done a phenomenal job growing the Discord. An amazing group of people. I will put the Discord link below. I think a lot of you are already on Discord, and I do keep up with it for the most part. Sometimes people will write questions in there. If I don't answer, someone does. It's just a great group of people. Be respectful. If you join Discord, please be respectful. There are people that do like Bitcoin. There are people that do like Pokemons. There are people that do like gold. There are people that don't like gold, but they like silver. There is a wide range of people and a wide range of knowledge. Be respectful. That's all I can say on that, because, opening up to people's beliefs, we sometimes think we're right, and we're not always right. I may not be right. Maybe I'm going to see silver plunge to $10, and I'm going to feel like dirt at that point. But I don't think that will be the case. So we'll see. Jar Jar, hey. Sorry, my dog's outside barking. And I'm sitting right by the window, so I didn't want you guys hearing him bark. So that was a long example. I will be putting a quick message at the end of every video, and I want people to understand. I may even refer back to this. I may even do a short video on Sunday where that is all I talk about, and then I can just refer people to that video. I know we did a Sunday video yesterday, and a lot of people enjoyed it, so who knows, I may go back to doing a Sunday video. I am going to start pushing shorts again. For those of you that don't know what shorts are, they are essentially 1-minute videos on what's going on in my life, whether that's a grocery shortage, going out to eat, doing a crawfish boil, seeing Trump, discussing where the channel's going, or just showing off some cool silver. Some people like to see this. This ain't even mine anymore. This was something that a member won and chose. He had a chance to choose a 1-ounce silver coin or round, and he chose this, a 20-gram Geiger bar, which is pretty cool. I do want to start pushing shorts. I've got to find a way to turn the channel around and advance the channel direction, and that's going to require me to tweak some stuff up. And I know my revenue could take a big hit in the time being, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. I do this more to help y'all, more than anything, not to make money. There are some people that think, oh, he's just out to make money. He's trying to make profits or whatever. If I was out to make money, I would just make a deal with one of the big manufacturers of silver, push their silver every day. You need to buy. You need to buy. The end of the world's coming. This war is going to go to extreme, and silver's going to go to $1,000, and you have a chance right now to buy it at whatever. Do I talk about stuff I buy? Of course I do. I mean, I bought an amazing 2 coins on Friday that I can't show you because I don't have them yet. When I get them, I will show them. It was a great deal. I think it was like $135 a piece, but they were certified. They were Silver Eagles. To my understanding, they're double date Silver Eagles. They have like a Liberty Bell or something, a 250th anniversary. Pretty amazing from what I understand, and they're certified. And I heard they sold out pretty quick. This company happened to get a bunch. They called me up, said, yep, we're going to blow them out for $135 a piece. You think about a Silver Eagle right now at one price, and then you think about the cost to certify a coin and keep it in pristine condition from now until however long down the road. If you have any kind of tips to try to make the channel better, I ask you please reach out to me and give me any kind of tips. You can put them in the comments. If you want to email me, you know my email's at the bottom of every video. You can email me. I am open to suggestions. I know some people say, can you start hunting pennies? With my eyesight, it makes it difficult to hunt coins now. My eyesight has severely dropped, whether that's due to diabetes, glaucoma, whatever, I don't know. I expect at some point I plan on going to the Philippines and starting a new life. And my hope is I'm not too old and too far gone, because I do want to start. I'm thinking hire someone, eat healthy, work out at the gym every day for like 90 days. I know I lost 100 pounds in 100 days when I was pushing myself, competing with a lot of women. I am the type of guy that does not like to be outdone by anybody. And I would probably feel a little devastated if some girl outran me or outdid push-ups on me or outdid sit-ups. Did it happen? Yes. However, I pushed myself every day until there wasn't that many that could beat me. You know, and the people around there were supportive. And that's where the right kind of people in your life is extremely beneficial. If you have someone in your life that is telling you you can't do this, you're foolish, you're a dreamer, you're this, you're that, cut it out of your life. Cut it out of your life. If someone's in your life telling you, let's go out drinking, this year I said I'm not going to gamble. I'm going to try to set a New Year's resolution to not gamble. Literally in the first week, I had one of my friends, oh, dude, come on, let's gamble. We need to kick off the new year with a big bet. You need to at least be trying to better yourself. We all have issues. We all have things we need to work on. I know for me, I'm going to work on mine. And one of the things I do love, and it's a passion, is YouTube. You guys, I've said this time and time again, are like a second family to me. And it's really helped get me through a lot of stuff. With that being said, I think it's a good time to wrap up the videos, and hopefully it wasn't too long. An hour and 3 minutes. It was a little while, but that's okay. I thank everybody for watching. Be sure and hit that thumbs up button, especially on this video. If you want to just put a quick comment in, good morning, whatever, I appreciate it. I will try to keep reaching out to everybody, and we will play the memberships as best we can. I will be mentioning this in a shorter form. That was like 30 minutes short message at the end, 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. So hopefully it'll be a lot shorter tomorrow. It'll be more refined. And I might even do a video just so people can just watch the video and understand what's going on. And that way I'm not tying, but I will keep pushing this message. You don't have to hurry up right now. Like I said, I've still got 2 major events that are going to happen before the end of the month. So not anything major. Those 2 major events will still involve an ounce of silver. If you are a higher tier member on the charts, you will still get extra entries. And some people will cut their memberships. Some people will downgrade their memberships. And hopefully in 6 months from now, we will have a lot more memberships at $1 a piece, at 99 cents a piece. 99 cents to become a member, I think, is awesome. It grows the community. People tend to, if you're a member, even for $1 a month, you're invested in the channel, and essentially you check the videos every day. And for those of you that can't swing it right now, that's fine. That's fine. I'm thankful that you're here. I'm thankful that you're watching the videos, that you comment, that you hit that thumbs up button. Eventually, the positive thumbs up will outweigh anything, and the videos will have to be shared. And maybe I'm just at a 10-year hump, and eventually the channel will break out. But at this rate, I gained 50 subs in February. At this rate, I will not hit 100,000 subs before I croak. I'd like to hit my 100,000 subs and get my play button before I croak. So we'll see what happens. Who knows? We're going to play this by day and see where it goes. I thank everybody for watching, commenting. I'd love to hear your opinions. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. And at the end of this, I'm going to put a couple hyperlinks so you can click on one of these videos that you're seeing right now on the screen. Great content. If you missed Sunday's video, it was a great video. It may seem outdated, but it's not outdated. This still is important for what's going to happen today. Thank you all for watching, commenting. I love y'all, and I'll see you again on Tsquare Talk. Take care, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.